Hi, friends! My name is Celine, and my mom is my best friend. She was a small businesswoman, but after she divorced my dad, her luck turned around and she made it big. Mom adored me! By the time I was 7, I was living the life of a Malibu Barbie. She got me everything I wanted. She threw a birthday bash for me that had ponies and hot air balloons in it. My friends were shocked. Once, when I was in 2nd grade, I had a fight with my annoying classmate, and Mom was called to the school to meet the teacher who I hated.
Celine needs some discipline. Just look at what she did to her classmate. Maybe she needs a father to teach her some manners. Get her one.
My mom suddenly went ballistic and pushed the teacher away.
Are you a moron? My daughter doesn't need a father. She has me and I can take care of her. You say nonsense like that again and I'll have you fired.
I was so proud of my mom as she took my hand and stormed off. By the time I was in 4th grade, my mom was my best friend. I used to tell her every single freaking thing that happened to me. But once I made a mistake. I told her how I'd seen my friend Jessica take the teacher's watch and put it in her bag. And a few days later, I invited my friends to my house. When we were all having lunch, I heard a loud scream from my room. We all ran there to find Mom holding Jessica's hand.
You can't fool me, kid. I know you stole your teacher's stuff and now you're snooping in my daughter's room.
Oh my God! Jessica was shaking and in tears. Mom, she had to go to the bathroom. I told her to go to my room. When my friends left, I was so angry at Mom. I told her I won't be telling her anything from now on. Even though she apologized, I ran to my room and slammed the door shut. The next day at school, my friends started avoiding me like I was some weirdo. And this mean Jessica said,
"No, you can't sit with us because you tell all our secrets to your mom. Why are you like that, dumbhead?"
I started eating alone, but one day, something amazing happened. A girl came and sat next to me at lunch. Her name was Ashley, and she was new in the school. Soon we became friends, and it was so good having someone to talk to. A few days later, I saw Jessica wearing my bracelet that Mom had specially gotten made for me. Hey, that's mine! That bracelet has my name on the back. You're such a thief! I grabbed her wrist to take it away, but Jessica pushed me hard and pounced on me. Just then, Ashley came running and snatched the bracelet from her. We reported her to the principal, and she took a look into Jessica's locker. She was stunned to see so many stolen items. Jessica was suspended for 2 weeks, and I felt so foolish. Mom had been right about Jessica all along. When I went home, I apologized to Mom, and she hugged me tight. By the time we were in 10th grade, Ashley and I were best friends. Once, she was at my place, and we were discussing my new crush, Adam. When Mom walked in, I was so excited to tell her too. I showed her all his pictures.
I can't believe you just told your mom about your crush. I would never tell my mom such a thing.
A few days later, Mom came to school, and she spotted Adam with some boys. And then, she said the most embarrassing thing ever.
Oh, you're Adam, right? This is Celine and she's my daughter.
Oh yeah, that weirdo.
What did you just call her?
A weirdo. And I think she's also dumb.
Oh my God, you're such a rude kid. I can't believe she has a crush on you. And she even looks at your pictures all day. For what? You're a jerk. I can tell.
Everybody, including Adam, looked at me like I was some psycho stalker. I grabbed Mom's arm and tried to drag her away.
Oh, so Celine is crazy just like her mom.
Just let me teach this loser a lesson.
Mom tried to attack him, but thankfully, I was able to drag her away. At home, I had a huge fight with Mom about it.
I did the right thing, Celine.
The only thing you did was ruin my life. Mom asked for forgiveness, and I knew Mom meant well. So after a few hours, I forgave her and we hugged. But not for long. A couple of months later, we were having a Mother's Day event at our school. And when it was time for Ashley to give her mom the gift in front of everyone, Mom rushed to Ashley's mom and handed her a bag. She had gotten a matching outfit for her and Ashley.
I was so sorry to hear from Celine about your money problems and the divorce. You must be going through a really hard time right now. That's why I bought the nicest dresses for you and Ashley.
Oh my God! How could she blurt that secret out in front of everybody? Ashley and her mom were stunned. So were all the people in the classroom. Suddenly, Ashley was furious. She attacked me and held my hair tight in her grip.
How could you tell your mom about it? You know she can't keep a secret. Why did I ever trust you?
Even Ashley's mom was furious, and she screamed at Mom, calling her bad names. And that day, I lost my best friend. She just refused to talk to me. And a week later, she and her mom moved away without even saying goodbye. I was heartbroken, and my relationship with my mom was never the same.
Celine, please forgive me. It was an honest mistake.
Mom, enough is enough. You betrayed my trust and hurt other people. You can't just say it's a mistake every time. I can't do this anymore. I moved out of the mansion when I turned 18 and got admission in university. I got busy with studies, and Mom and I spoke less and less frequently. Luckily for me, I found love and got married. After graduating, I was living a happy life with my husband Andrew. I opened up an art gallery with Andrew, and the exhibitions I held were famous all over town. After 2 years, we were blessed with a little baby girl. We named her Crystal. She had a star-shaped birthmark in her hand. She was my world. One day, when I returned from work, I saw Andrew park up his new Porsche. I was stunned. Sure, we both earned well, but not that well. Something was off about Andrew. I walked into his new home office and heard him talk to some girl.
Oh, babe, I love you too. You think I'm in love with her? I am living with her only for the money.
I went berserk on Andrew. I made him tell me the truth the way he did. My mom had been sending him money, and that's why he was with me, while he loved someone else. First, I kicked Andrew out of the house. I was done with him. Then I called up Mom. Why can't you just stop interfering with my life? Why did you give money to Andrew?
But honey, Andrew asked me for money. He said he would leave you if I didn't give him the money.
You knew he didn't love me, and you didn't tell me? Mom, that's awful. You think giving him money was right? I told her never to send money again, and hung up. I just wanted to focus on raising Crystal now that life was set. Crystal and I became best friends. When she was 4, I took her to Disneyland, and we had a blast. I even got a star tattoo on my hand, just like Crystal's birthmark.
Mommy, we have the same mark now. I love you.
After a few days, it was time to go home. When our plane landed, we needed to take the train to get home. As I was buying tickets, I suddenly turned around and saw Crystal wasn't there. I went crazy. I searched for my baby girl all over the station, but I didn't find her. People started to help me look for her, and soon the cops arrived on the scene too. I just sat down on a bench crying with shock. I couldn't believe that my daughter was missing. I took my phone out and called the only person I could think of. I need you to come immediately, Mom. The minute she arrived, I broke down in tears and hugged her tight. I'm so sorry, Mom. Now I realize the pain of being away from your child. I am so sorry.
Hush, Celine. You have nothing to be sorry about. Don't worry, love. We will find my granddaughter.
But days turned into weeks, and my baby girl was nowhere to be found. It had been many months since Crystal was missing, when a familiar-looking woman named visited me at home. And when our eyes met, we were both shocked. Ashley, is that you?
Oh my God. Celine, I'm the detective handling your daughter's case.
We hugged each other tight as we both started to cry.
Don't worry, we will get her back. I promise.
For 5 years, we searched for Crystal day and night. Everywhere I went, I would see my daughter. One day, I was walking towards the police station where Ashley worked when suddenly I heard a voice so sweet that it shook me.
Hey, Mom. Wait up. I'm coming.
I turned around and saw a girl who looked so much like Crystal. Oh my God! It was my baby girl all grown up. Without a second thought, I ran to the girl and took her arm. And she started screaming.
Mom, Dad, help.
Sweetie, just let me look at your hand. Turned out it was not Crystal. And her parents furiously took her away, and I was heartbroken all over again. I was almost beginning to lose hope. I met Mom at the park that night and cried on her chest. Mom, it hurts. Mom, it's burning. I miss my baby. I'm so sorry for treating you badly. You were my best friend. I now understand how much I hurt you. Mom, I just want my baby back.
Mom.
I couldn't believe what I just heard. I looked around to see Ashley, and next to her was a 9 or 10-year-old girl looking confused. The moment I saw her, I knew it was my Crystal. I ran to hug her, but the girl took some steps back.
Mom had a tattoo like mine in her hand. Show it to me if you are my mom.
I showed her the star tattoo, and she gave me a huge smile and flung herself in my arms.
Mom, I missed you so much. Why did you leave me? You don't love me?
Oh, baby girl, I love you so much and I look so hard for you. I missed you! I missed you! Ashley told me that my baby had gone on a train to another city where a couple had found her wandering alone and crying, and they'd taken her in. Since then, they had been trying to search for her family. I pulled Mom to join our hug, and also Ashley. I love you guys so much. All my best friends are back now. I love you, Crystal.
I love you too, Mommy.
Hi, my name's Lacy, and I'm from Iowa. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Growing up, my parents had a lot of money, and they would spoil me rotten. When I turned 5, they threw a huge birthday party for me. They even got me a bouncing castle. All the neighborhood kids were invited, and I made lots of friends, including a girl named Angelica. She and I ended up being BFFs. Angelica's parents were rich, too. They became friends with my parents, and they all hung out at an expensive country club, comparing their fancy mansions and fast cars. One day, when I was in the 4th grade, Dad got a phone call. He seemed calm while speaking on the phone, but as soon as he hung up, he started bouncing off the walls.
Oh, I finally got that promotion.
That's great, honey. You'll be making even more money.
Yep, pack your bags, we're moving.
Wait, moving? Why?
My new position requires me to move to a new facility.
But I don't want to move. All my friends are here.
I cried so much that whole week. The thought of leaving Angelica freaked me out. Dad wasn't willing to turn down the promotion, but seeing how upset I was, he decided he'd move alone and send money back to us. Mom didn't like the idea at first, until she realized just how much money Dad was making. In middle school, Angelica and I were the popular ones. We were always the first to have the fancy new clothes, sneakers, smartphones, and gaming consoles. It basically ruled the school. Then one day, a new girl arrived. She was the exact opposite of my friends and me. She wore modest clothes and shoes, and the cell phone she used came out years ago. One day, she sat at the lunch table my friends and I usually occupied, so I sat down beside her.
Hi, my name's Lacy. What's yours?
Before she could say anything, Angelica came up.
What's this loser doing at our table?
It's okay, Angelica. She can sit here.
No way! Some of her poor might rub off on us.
Angelica shoved her way in between us, and the girl left the table with her head hanging.
That was so rude. Why'd you do that?
We have a reputation to uphold. People like her have no place in our group.
I felt bad for the girl. She was always alone. Whenever I tried talking to her, Angelica would stop me. There was another way. She was different from us. She did very well in school, while my friends and I did the bare minimum to pass. We never paid attention in class, and we'd hang out late after school instead of doing homework. One day, I came home with my report card, and Mom saw that I had an F in math.
I'm sorry, Mom. I'll do better, I promise.
Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Mommy knows exactly what to do.
The next day, Mom spoke to my math teacher, and they had a really long conversation. Mom finally came out looking really proud of herself.
Everything's been taken care of.
I didn't know what she did, but when I checked my grades, I had an A. The following week, Mom gave me an envelope to give to my math teacher.
What's this?
Don't worry about it. Just some boring paperwork.
I thought it was weird, but I just did as she said. Each week for the rest of the school year, I gave my math teacher an envelope, and my grade never dropped. After I graduated 8th grade, Mom and I were planning to go on a cruise for the summer. We were waiting for Dad to send us some money, but whenever Mom checked her account, it was never there. Finally, she went up to her room and called Dad. I couldn't hear the whole conversation, but she sounded mad. After she hung up, I heard her crying.
Mom, what's wrong?
Your father wants a divorce. He met another woman, and he won't be sending us any more money.
Needless to say, Mom and I couldn't afford to go on our cruise and shopping for school clothes. That summer was so embarrassing. We couldn't get any of the popular brands. Worst of all, I had to keep using the same smartphone instead of upgrading like everyone else. My first day of high school was humiliating. Everyone was parading their brand new wardrobe and accessories. Except for me, of course. Then I saw Angelica and the rest of my group and walked over to them.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Lacy. What are you wearing? I don't recognize that brand.
Oh, it's...
And is that the same phone you had last year?
Well, yeah.
What are you poor or something? Now...
We have had some problems lately, but this stuff doesn't matter, right? I mean, it's just clothes and a smartphone.
Sorry, Lacy. Like I told you before, we have a reputation to uphold.
I thought she must be joking. There was no way she would drop me just because I didn't have the fanciest clothes or phone. But every time I tried hanging out with her, she and the rest of the group just shunned me. I also found out Mom couldn't afford to pay for her country club membership, so she lost all her friends too. For weeks, I was all alone in school, and even though I no longer had friends to procrastinate with, I still didn't do well in class, especially math. I knew I would fail without Mom's help. She had recently gotten a job at a clothing shop at the mall. I could tell she hated working, but it paid the bills.
Mom, can you give my new math teacher the paperwork he gave my old teacher?
Oh, sweetheart, that wasn't paperwork. I was paying your teacher to give you better grades.
My mom had been bribing my math teacher. I couldn't believe it. Well, actually I could, but how was I supposed to pass now? A few days later at lunch, a girl came and sat next to me.
Hi, Lacy. Hey, I remember you. I don't think I ever got your name, though. Yeah, your friend Angelica cut me off. I'm Katie. Nice to properly meet you, Katie. And don't worry, Angelica is definitely not my friend anymore.
Katie turned out to be really cool, and we became best friends. She was such a great influence on me. Instead of letting me goof off after school, she helped me with my homework. I started getting better grades, and I felt really proud of myself. Katie dreamt of becoming a seamstress, and she made most of the clothes she wore. One day, she tried teaching me how to sew a shirt, and it turned out perfect as long as the person wearing it had a really small head. So I wasn't good at sewing, but I was great at drawing. No offense to her, but Katie's designs were pretty basic. I, however, had a knack for designing outfits, and Katie could bring them to life. We were a great team. Unfortunately, my mom didn't like Katie as much as I did.
Why do you hang out with her?
Katie? What do you mean? She's really nice.
I'm sure she is. But what happened to Angelica and your other friends? Wouldn't you say they were more classy?
They were fake. They don't talk to me now because I don't have branded stuff anymore.
The next day, I came home from school, and Mom had a surprise for me. Brand new designer clothes. She was also wearing a new necklace and really nice perfume.
Wow, Mom. Thanks. Wait, how could you afford all of this?
Let's just say I got an employee discount.
I felt like a supermodel going to school the next day. Everyone's eyes were on me, just like how they used to be.
Hey, Lacy, I love your new outfit. Thanks.
Well, well, well. Look who finally decided to stop getting clothes from the bargain bin.
Huh? What do you mean?
I mean, you finally look good again. Look at those shoes. Keep this up and you might earn a place back in the group.
Before I could respond, she walked away. To be honest, I was surprised. Angelica spoke to me and it kind of made me feel good.
Is that why you're all dressed up? You want to be part of Angelica's group again? What? No, these clothes were just a gift from my mom. That's all.
All day people were complimenting me and ignoring her. I felt so bad. Mom kept buying me expensive clothes and getting jewelry and makeup for herself. I loved my new wardrobe, but I always wondered how she could afford it all. The employee discount couldn't be that much. One day, while Katie was hanging out with me at my house, I heard a knock on the front door.
Angelica, what are you doing here?
I invited her. Welcome, Angelica. It's been such a long time since you visited.
I absolutely adore your necklace and earrings.
I was speechless. I couldn't believe Mom would invite Angelica over after I told her we weren't friends anymore. Just then, Katie came out of the bathroom.
What's that poor beggar girl doing here?
Don't mind her. She was just leaving.
Tears swelled in Katie's eyes, and she ran out of the house. I ran after her. I tried catching up to her, but she was surprisingly fast. When I went back inside, Mom and Angela were just chatting it up, as if my best friend didn't just run out of the house crying. I was furious.
Get out of my house. You aren't welcome here anymore.
What is your problem? You're acting like an animal. I guess that's what happens when you hang around with second-class citizens like Katie.
What's gotten into you?
I told you, Angelica and I aren't friends anymore. Why would you invite her?
Listen, Lacy, do you want to be popular and have friends with lots of money like Angelica? Or do you want to be a poor nobody like Katie?
Katie isn't a poor nobody. She's my best friend, and you can't stop me from hanging out with her.
That night, I texted Katie over and over, begging for her forgiveness. She finally texted back and said I could make it up to her with a trip to the mall. The next day, I showed up to the mall wearing plain clothes and old sneakers.
Why aren't you wearing your new clothes? Who cares what I wear? Let's just have fun.
We had a great time. taking pictures, window shopping, and eating at the food court. As we were about to leave, we walked past the clothing store Mom worked at.
Come on, Katie. Mom owes you an apology. No, that's okay. It's not okay. Let's go.
I pulled Katie into the empty shop, and we looked around for Mom. But when we couldn't find her anywhere, I asked one of the employees, and she said no one by Mom's name had ever worked here. When we got back to my place, I heard some sounds from Mom's room, and we quietly crept up to find Mom frantically stuffing jewelry, perfumes, and clothes. Clothes in a trash bag.
What are you doing? Mom?
Oh my god. When did you two come in?
We stopped by your workplace today, the clothing store. And it turns out you don't work there, and you never have. So how have you been getting all this stuff?
Okay, I was ashamed to admit it, but the only job I could find was as a hotel maid. And these things, well, I just borrowed them from some really wealthy people staying there. I'm sure they haven't even noticed.
Is borrowing another word for stealing, like paperwork was for bribes? Mom, are you crazy?
No, I'm not. It's not fair that I've lost everything and everyone. No one respects you unless you look the part. High-class friends and connections are important. Trust me, Lacy, I'm doing this for both of us. But you have to help me hide this stuff right now because the hotel owners are having all their employees searched.
Mom, stop. You don't need friends who care more about how you look than what you might be going through. You got divorced and you have money problems. And none of your friends even asked you once if you're okay, did they? And do you think they'll get you out of jail when you're caught for theft?
Mom was speechless, then started to cry.
I'm really scared, Lacy. I've messed up big time. What do I do?
Katie and I helped Mom hide the stuff, and when some officers did turn up, they couldn't find anything.
Thank you for helping us today. I can see you're a really good friend to Lacy, and I'm sorry for how I treated you.
It's okay, but please don't steal again. It would make things a lot harder for Lacy if her mom's in jail. She's trying really hard to adjust to he.
Katie's words seemed to have struck a chord with Mom, because after that, she complained a lot less and worked a lot harder. She even started volunteering at a soup kitchen on weekends, and I could tell she was really changing for the better. After we graduated high school, Katie and I decided to start our own clothing business. We made stylish clothes at a low price. Eventually, my mom started working with us too, and we started doing quite well. I never had as much money as I did when I was younger, but I had something much better. A loving mom and a best friend.
Hi, I'm Grace from London. Please like and subscribe. When I was little, my mom worked for this rich woman who was the third cousin of the daughter of the king. The rich woman had a fabulous life. She and her daughter Gigi, who was my age, lived in a beautiful mansion. They went to the spa every week and on vacation every weekend. But the only thing was that the paparazzi never left them alone. They camped in front of the house and hid in the trees to get a glimpse of Gigi and her mom. Gigi and I looked alike, so I'd often pose as her decoy. I'd walk out the front door in her fancy clothes and smile for the paparazzi, while Gigi snuck out the back into a tinted SUV and speed off. Life was great until Gigi and her mom moved back to their family and Mom lost her job. We moved into a tiny house and Mom had to work 2 jobs just to afford the rent. I hated being poor. It caused my mom to get off work really late, so I decided I had to be rich one day. I worked harder than ever in school so I could get a good job and make a ton of money. Then one day I was called into the principal's office and she gave me the best news ever.
Congratulations, Grace. You've been awarded a scholarship to one of the most prestigious private schools in the city.
I was over the moon, but there was one big problem. My new school was filled with rich kids. There was no way I was going to fit in. That night I had nightmares about them laughing at me and chasing me through the halls. The next morning, I woke up and prayed that I could win $1 million. And then the craziest thing happened.
I talked with your Aunt Maddie. She lives near your new school. You'll be staying with her so I can save some money.
I jumped for joy. I just hit the jackpot. Aunt Maddie was a filthy rich lawyer. She was so generous that she'd recently adopted a daughter my age. That evening, Aunt Maddie's chauffeur picked me up in a limousine and drove me to her mansion. My adopted cousin Victoria greeted me at the door. She looked like a supermodel, aside from these huge glasses that were way too big for her face. Victoria took me to my room, and as I was unpacking, she kept staring at my clothes.
Whoa, what happened? I've seen homeless people wear better clothes.
I was so embarrassed I started crying like an idiot. They're all I have. I'm poor.
Oh, don't worry about it, Grace. I've got your back. You can borrow some of my clothes. I've got plenty.
Victoria led me to her room where she opened a walk-in closet twice the size of my mom's house. When we got to school, I strutted like a superstar down the hallway, and all the kids couldn't stop staring at me. In class, the teacher asked us all to introduce ourselves and share something interesting about our families. All the other kids came from wealthy families that owned huge business empires. teachers. Some even had parents who were famous celebrities. When the teacher asked me to introduce myself, I walked to the front of the class. I felt really nervous. I couldn't tell them about my poor single mom who worked as a janitor at a beauty salon and waited tables at a 2-star restaurant. Then suddenly, something strange came over me and the most unexpected words just the hell out of my mouth. Hi everyone, I'm Grace and I'm an heiress to the throne. Everyone in class stared at me like I was a unicorn. I took out my phone and flashed one of my photos from a magazine and the kids went wild. Victoria appeared out of nowhere and pulled me to the side.
Have you lost your mind? You're just told everyone a big fat lie.
My mind is right where it's supposed to be, if you must know. Plus, it's not really a lie.
You are Gigi stand-in. My mom told me all about it. You're stealing her identity.
I'm just borrowing it. She won't even notice. Victoria walked away that a bunch of popular kids ran over to me. My plan was working like a charm.
Are you really in line for the throne?
Yep, it's a very real possibility. Everyone in line before me is old and sick.
I thought you moved back to Europe.
That's fake news.
But aren't you living with Victoria?
Yes, my mother wants me to have a more grounded experience among commoners, but it's just temporary. Tata, sorry. No more questions today. Maybe we can have crumpets and tea later. Then Damien, the most beautiful boy I'd ever seen, patted me on my shoulder and my heart skipped a beat. His sparkly brown eyes and warm smile made my heart flutter.
Your Highness, would you do me the honor of coming to my party tonight?
Yes, please. That night, I raided Victoria's closet and found the perfect dress. I pranced around in the mirror, flashed my prettiest smile, and practiced kissing my hand.
What's up with you?
I told Victoria all about how Damien invited me to his party, and she looked pissed.
Don't you mention that jerk to me?
He's not a jerk. He's really cool, and he looks like an angel.
Listen, you'll have to regret it if you choose to hang out with that idiot.
Are you sure we're talking about the same guy? Damien's at the top of our class. He smells like fresh strawberries. He's super cute and the captain of the football team. He's perfect.
Never mind, I'm out of here.
Victoria stormed off in a huff, but I didn't have time to figure out. We'll put a bee in her bonnet. I had to get to Damien's party, of course. Damien's party was awesome. We danced together for hours, and at the end of the night, he gave me the most romantic kiss.
You're amazing, Grace.
I know people tell me that all the time.
I've never met a girl like you before.
After that, Damien and I started dating and we became the hottest couple in school. My popularity was through the roof. Even Victoria stopped shaking a head at me every time we passed each other in the hallway. Life was great until things took a horrible turn. One day, one of the rich kids invited me to an exclusive restaurant. I was busy enjoying my caviar when I looked out the window and saw Victoria and Damien having a heated argument across the street. I was about to go out to snoop on them, but our waiter, Brian, this geeky kid from my math class, stepped into my path.
Excuse me, you forgot to pay for your food?
He gave me a bill of over $200. I was invited to this party.
And we've been told everyone is paying their bills separately.
So without thinking, I handed Brian my bank card.
I'm sorry, but your card has been declined.
That's impossible. I'm heir to $1 million fortune.
We also accept cash.
This is no way to treat royalty. I want to speak with your manager now. I dragged Brian to the side. I was so afraid he was going to call the cops on me that I decided to tell him the truth. Listen, there's no way I can pay all that money. Maybe we can work something out.
You rich kids always try to take advantage of people. Please pay so I can do my job. Aren't you from some royal family anyway?
I'm seriously not a rich kid. That was all a big lie. I just wanted to fit in. Suddenly, tears started streaming down my face.
Oh geez, please don't cry. Listen, I know what it's like to want to fit in with the rich kids. I'll put it on my tab, but you have to pay me back this month.
I was so relieved I felt like a huge weight had been lifted. I did. It was good to tell the truth, but then it hit me. If Brian exposed me, my fabulous life would be destroyed. Could you please keep my secret?
Sure, but only if you agree to tutor me. I'm kind of struggling with calculus, and I saw you got 100 on the test.
I happily agreed. By the time I was done with this drama, Victoria and Damien were gone, and neither of them answered their phones. I called my driver to take me home. I waited in my room for hours, but didn't hear a word from either of them. I was really curious about what they had been arguing about. About a few minutes after midnight, I woke up to hear a car pulling into the driveway. I looked out the window. It was Damien and Victoria was in the passenger seat. I saw red. I raced down the stairs and ran straight into Victoria. Why are you sneaking around with Damien?
We aren't sneaking around.
I saw you two arguing at the party.
It's complicated, and I'm really tired. Can we talk about it later?
It's not complicated at all. You're a jealous witch and a boyfriend stealer, and don't try to deny it. You hate that I'm more popular than you and that Damien's in love with me. Victoria marched to her room and slammed her door in my face. Something fishy was going on between those two, and I was going to find out what. The next day, I asked Damien about Victoria.
Don't worry about it, babe. She's my partner for a school project. We were only talking about that. You know, I only have eyes for you.
After After that, Damien got really busy with football practice, so I focused on school and tutoring Brian. To my surprise, I enjoyed hanging out with Brian. She was smart and funny, and we were both huge fans of classical music. One night, he played one of Mozart's concertos on the piano for me. That was beautiful. I didn't know you were so talented.
I'm kind of a music prodigy. That's how I got a scholarship to our school.
A couple of weeks later, Brian aced his calculus test.
I'll be playing that piece you like and a new song I wrote for you.
You wrote a song for me? Brian blushed. And so did I.
It's a thank you for all you've done for me.
I wouldn't miss your concert for the world. That night, just as I was getting ready to go to the concert with Brian, Damien showed up in a tuxedo. What are you doing here?
You're funny. I told you I was picking you up.
Oh God, I totally forgotten that Damien had invited me to be a state for his family's annual charity ball.
Come on, we don't want to be late.
Damien took my hand and rushed me to his car. When we arrived at the ball, Damien's parents were excited to meet me. They spent the whole night introducing me to all their fancy friends and bragged about how their son had landed the heiress to a throne. I needed a breath of fresh air, so I went out into the back alley for a bit to find Damien and the school's head cheerleader kissing. When they saw me, they turned as white as bed sheets.
It's not what it looks like.
Actually, it is. Damien and I are in love.
I was going to tell you after the party. I just wanted to impress my parents by saying you were my girlfriend. You're their favorite royal, and they've been dying to meet you.
I slapped Damien hard in the face and stormed out of there. The next day, Brian marched up to me at school with a huge scowl.
I waited for you for over an hour and you didn't even call.
I'm sorry, I had another engagement.
Like what? Your fake royal duties? If you didn't want to go, you should have just told me. You didn't have to play with my feelings. I may not be one of the popular kids, but I don't deserve to be treated like trash.
Brian stormed off. I was gutted, and just when I thought the day couldn't get any worse, I got an alert on my phone. A gossip website had done a news report on me and outed me as a fraud. All the kids crowded around me like an angry mob. I ran outside and straight into a bunch of crazy paparazzi. They chased me through the parking lot. I darted down the street and jumped into a cab. Get me out of here, please. The driver hightailed it out of there. When I got home, I raced up the stairs and locked myself in my room. Then suddenly, someone unlocked my bedroom door. I was panicking. The police would arrest me, and my mom would be so ashamed. Everything would fall apart. But in the end, thank goodness, it was just Victoria.
I told you all this would blow up in your face. The lying, and most of all, Damien.
Was he dating you too?
No, gross. Damien and I lived in the same foster home years ago. Damien hates that he was poor, and he won't tell anyone he's adopted, or that he and I know each other from a foster home. You're not that different. He just wants so bad to fit in.
That information nation hit me like a ton of bricks. At that moment, I decided to make a change. I apologized to Victoria and sent Brian a dozen I'm sorry memes, and I came clean to everyone at school. After that, everyone turned their backs on me. But I had Victoria, and I eventually made friends with some nice kids. Ryan and I started talking again after I offered to tutor him for free for a year. In the end, I realized that being a popular fake royal didn't hold a candle to being surrounded by friends that loved me for me.